Hello and welcome back to Christine's Coloring. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to do a video here just about the different types of pencil sets and what kind of results you can basically get from them. So I've got 3 pictures, 2 done, 1 in progress. But before we get to these, last video I mentioned about the what are these things? Sharpeners that I bought at Michael's just to tide me over till I got my doll. And you can see they're not always the easiest to take apart. This is a Prismacolor one. It works great. Don't get me wrong. It works really great. Not much in there because I've only used it a couple of times. The Staedtler I've used a little bit more. And now keep in mind, I've only had this, both of these for a day. And the Staedtler is so hard to take apart. Like it says press, and I press, and that's actually the quickest I've ever gotten it out. And emptied. It's a good little, it works great, but with the pressing and trying to get the lid out, I broke the cover for this. So live and learn, I guess. Live and learn. But both of them fit all of my pencils, including my brute thinner squares. They all sharpen really nicely. Let me find an Arteza. I thought I had a brute thinner square over here, but I don't. But here's an Arteza, and you can use either hole. And remember, with these kinds of sharpeners, you kind of want to, I think I'm going to use this side instead. This one isn't, I actually like the Staedtler better, or Staedtler, however you want to say that. It's easier to hold and roll around. There we go, I can feel it now. And that leaves kind of a small point. Let's find another one here. And I'll show you what the Staedtler does. I mean, none of them are really super easy since I'm used to the doll. But it'll work. And it leaves a nice, both of them leave a nice point. The Prismacolor leaves a little bit of a shorter point, so you'll, if you're using a wax face pencil, you'll be sharpening more. Now, when the other side does sharpen a little bit longer, but it's just harder for me to hold still. If you can hold it still, the pencil still, and turn the pencil sharpener, the other hole is better for you. Alright. So anyway, let me dust this girl off. This one, I was so sad because I went to pick up my water like this and drink it one day while I was coloring it. Excuse me. And unfortunately, when I went to pick it up, my hand didn't want to work, and it spilled all over the coloring. So that's why it's a little bit bent up here, and I cut part of it down off of here because the pencils did run a little bit, and I was kind of shocked. But here, the premise of this video is just to show you that, or kind of show you that what I found, especially with using Spring Hill paper. I've got these all on Spring Hill 80-pound papers. Expensive is not always better. Oh yeah, here you can see where I kind of had to make it really dark because the color bled so bad that the kitty turned yellow, and I don't know where yellow came from out of gray, but hey. Alright, so one of these is done with Caran d'Ache Luminance and a couple of Derwent Light Fasts. I had to look at it. It's hard to remember, everybody. And then one of these was done with Black Widow's pencil set. And then, of course, you know, for the highlights and stuff, I used either a Posca pen or my Jelly Roll. And then one of these is done in Arteza. And we'll tell you which one is which here at the end of the video. In which will be pretty soon. But anyway, I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about the pencils themselves in general. Artezas are, you know, fairly cheap. Everybody I used is wax-based except for the Derwents. And I didn't know it, but I thought the Lightfast were wax-based. I'm wrong. They are oil-based. So, we learned something new. No wonder they stayed sharper longer. But they feel really soft, kind of like a wax-based pencil. So I could see where I messed up. Anyway, Artezas normally don't cost an arm and a leg. Let's see something here. I'll look up their price on Amazon today. Some people call them Artezas too. And I'm going to look up the full set, the 120 set, which is what I have. And I'm showing them on Amazon today for $69.99, but there's some promotion available. Let's see here. It's all watercolor related. Okay, and these are the watercolor set. I was wondering, like, why are they all watercolored related? Let's go find the normal ones. Yeah, y'all. Didn't want Castle Arts. Where's my regular normal Artezas? Artezas, whatever you want to call them. They just not selling them anymore? That would be kind of crazy. Let's see here. Watercolor. Again. Well, that was a 48 set, which is only $29.99 if you just wanted to try them out. Let's see here. Mandala coloring art set, colored pencils, and a mandala coloring book. 72 pencils, $32.99. That's not bad. It's really not. And you get a coloring book. I might go ahead and get that. I don't see the 120 set. And I'm on page 2. So that's interesting. Huh. Well, let's go to the... I mean, there's all kinds of Arteza products, but they're not... Oh, yeah, and even though they don't sell them... Well, I'm scrolling through here. They don't sell them individually, per se, like open stock. They kind of do in packs of 3. You can buy certain colors. I don't know if it's all the colors, but you can buy them in packs of 3 for replacement, which is kind of nice because that's better than buying a whole set. And I can't believe that they don't have the 100. They've got to be. They've got to be in here somewhere. Nope, the only 120 I'm seeing is the watercolor set. And the highest set I see on Amazon is the 72 set for the experts. Ha. Weird. Alrighty then. Let me go to a 48 set and see if it leads me to the 120 set. Huh. Nope. It leads you to the 120 or 120 watercolors. Anyway, I don't think I paid a lot for them. I think they were like 40 or 50 bucks back in the day when I paid for them. But compared to even the Black Widows, the Black Widows are nice in that you can, buy one set at a time. But over the course of time, you're spending about the same amount as you would for a set of Prismacolors when they're kind of on sale, between $80 and $120, just depending on what sale you get. And just keep an eye on Amazon and, watch out for the sales. The sales I cannot recommend enough because the sales brings down the price pretty good, and you can get more bang for your buck. That's why I'm kind of watching the Castle Arts Gold Standard. I really want to try them. I really, really want them. But I don't want to pay 75 bucks for them, even though I was more than happy to fork over 230 bucks for this Faber-Castell 120 set and the Caran d'Ache I paid like $230 as well. So I guess I should really fork over the money for the Castle Arts Gold Standards. But I'm still trying to stay away from it. Anyway, and then of course the Caran d'Ache Luminance and the Derwent Lightfast are what they call really expensive. I think the Derwent Lightfast, though they are great pencils, are a little bit expensive. Like this 72 count. Right now I'm seeing that it is going for $172.60, which that's pretty low, and that might make me actually buy it, because I'd love to have more Lightfast. For me, they are neck and neck with the Lightfast, the Luminance pencils, as far as, you know, quality and coloring, laydown, and they even blend beautifully together. Ooh, I just found the 100 pack of Derwent Lightfast. Ooh, $358.98. Mama ain't got that money. I mean, I got it on a credit card, but woo, that's expensive. Anyway, let us kind of cut this particular video short. And I don't know if you've all guessed yet who's who, but I'll go ahead and reveal who is who. And maybe we'll do a little bit of coloring of the one that isn't finished yet. This one from Mariola Budek. I'm hoping I'm saying her name right. Her Etsy store. She has really great drawings. I love this one in particular. I love doing the hair. And the skin was relatively easy as well. And I'm starting to think that when I got it wet, what was yellow was some of the yellow in the skin colors. But this one is, believe it or not, the Monarch set. I used pencils from each and every one of the different tins. You know, the Black Widows themselves, the Monarchs, the Dragons, oh shoot, Black Widow, and Scorpion. Oh, and skin sets too. I used a couple of the browns from the skin sets. And then just had myself a good time. I think I'm missing somebody, but probably, I don't know. Anyway, she came out really good, I thought, despite having water spilled all over her. Yay! Okay. And then this one was the Caran d'Ache and the Derwent Lightfast colors. I'm really happy with how she turned out. She's very delicate, and that's what I was kind of going for looks wise. I don't do blonde hair very often, but I'm really happy with the way that turned out. The reason I don't do blonde hair very often is I don't seem to get it right. And while I do see some pieces I'd love to perfect, and I may at a later date, overall I'm very happy with it, and really happy with the birdies. The birdies made my day. And then, of course, last but not least, the unfinished piece is the Arteza, or Artezas, however you want to say it. And I'm on her hair. I do each one a little bit differently. Sometimes I start with the skin, sometimes I start with the hair, sometimes I start with the outfit. It just depends on what kind of mood I am. Sometimes if they've got flowers, I start with the flowers. But I really liked her. She kind of gives me a nature vibe. And later, when I go down here, I haven't quite decided how I wanted to make it look sheer and see-through, because you could tell it is, since the line of her back goes into the fabric and you could basically see straight through it. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that, because it's not something I do very often. But anyway, I have been using, for these out of the 120 set experts, and you're not going to be able to read this stuff because this is my used set. But this is the sky blue, and I can't even see the number. A 500, a 600, sky blue. Just keep that in mind. And then, oh boy. And then we have turquoise, which, yeah, there is no way. You could tell I love these Artezas. Ever since I got the Doll 133 and these things quit breaking so much, I have used the ever-loving snot out of them. Okay, and this one's Ocean Blue, A504. And then this one's Aegean Blue, A506. Yeah. And then the last one will be the Indigo, which is A512. They're all pretty sharpened. Now, what I'm doing with the Sky Blue is kind of trying to create a light that fades her hair out just a little bit up here and maybe just a teeny bit down there. But for the rest of it, I want it to be mostly the blue greens. And since we're on the blue greens, I'm going to put Sky Blue up. And when I get towards the bottom, for some reason, when I'm not using a super light color or a lighter color, I go backwards and I do start with the dark colors. And I'm still working on these sections here. And what you can see, I'm just doing like a flicking motion, which even if you have carpal tunnel, can or cannot may or may not aggravate your carpal tunnel. So just keep that in mind. Kind of light pressure. And I may come back to that sooner or later. But let's start working on down here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming back to that because I can see the white of the paper in places. Okay, so I had stopped somewhere right before I decided to go ahead and do my video before I made some dinner. But we're going to use the Indigo now and pull in some dark spots. And then we're going to come over here and get the A-word blue. Me and my can't pronounce the words. Hey, maybe I'll get famous for it. Anyway. So hopefully you guys all had a happy new year. Hopefully you got to celebrate and have a good time. I was working New Year's Eve, but I had New Year's Day off because I took some vacation time. I needed the break. I need to color. I need to make crafts. I need to do things in the house. There's just all kinds of things. Now I'm going to be on Ocean Blue. All kinds of things I want to do. As far as busy work, I got to get started on the guardianship for my sister, and I have got to call somebody because I have no idea what they're asking for in any of that paperwork I read. I was like, yeah, this is all Greek. And so I need to get started on that. And I need to, finish my room. And we've been here since November of 2021, and I'm still not finished with my room, my bedroom. And I don't think I'll ever be finished with the office, because I don't think I could find a perfect way for it to set with me. Okay, now we're going to go to the turquoise. I really like the turquoise. Actually, I think I'm going to go back and get that A-word blue, or Ocean Blue, and color in a little section right here. Now this one I do a lot less flicking because it's a light color, and I could just go back through it with a dark color and put lines in it and make it look like it's hair. To me, I don't know if anybody else does this. Maybe some would consider it cheating. I have no idea. But it works for me, and it's easier on my carpal tunnel. Hate carpal tunnel. Hope you guys never get that. It's terrible. Okay, Ocean Blue. Does that look just slightly darker right there? And sometimes I completely follow the grayscale with hair, and sometimes I make up things as I go along. Like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make up things in here. I don't want it to be any sort of light color back there. It doesn't look like light would be reflecting in there since her arm is blocking her hair. And in these small spaces, I'm not going to do any flicking motion because there's no point. Maybe here would be okay, but you're still not really going to see any hair lines, quote unquote. Alright. Go back to Indigo. And this time I'm going to start pulling down. And what I'm doing when I'm doing this flicking is just trying to create hair. You know, nice, beautiful hair that looks like hair and not one big blob of colors on a page. And hopefully y'all like this new light that I got too, because I'm loving it. Let me finish this water off. It really brings out the lights. Alright, A word blue. Oh, sorry guys. I hate butchering names like Mariola Budex. If I'm butchering her name, I'm going to feel so bad. And if anybody knows that I'm butchering her name, would you please write it down in the comments what it actually is. I would really appreciate that, because I hate butchering anything. Alright, then we'll do some ocean blue here. Just little flicking motions. I don't know if you can see them or not. Especially once I start going sideways. Let's see here. There we go. I'll kind of bring that down here a little bit. Then fill that in a little bit more. Alright, then back to the turquoise. I thought the turquoise was the best highlight color I could have ever picked, because it goes really good with these guys. And the sky blue just kind of like, I don't know, stands out on its own. And sometimes I'll just love to do different hair colors that are, you know, not the typical red, blonde, auburn, brown, you know, black or dark hair colors. Sometimes I like to do pink and purple and blue. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and very lightly with the Caran d'Ache pencil blender. Actually, I'm going to brush it off. There's some crumbs. That is really now my only complaint with Artezas, is that they are a little bit crummy. A little bit more crummy than others. Now in here, in these spots where I didn't flick, I'm going to go kind of hard to kind of really blend. But these, I just kind of want to get the blending started, basically, without using a color. I don't want to change the color of the Get Up just yet. Not just yet. Just kind of want to blend them in a little bit. So it's kind of a light touch. Man, that needs sharpened. There we go. I never sharpen it to a full point. Just kind of a dull point. So, alrighty. Now I don't know if I want to bring some sky blue in at the bottom. Nah. I don't want to bring any sky blue in at the bottom. Okay. Let's continue with the colors here. The indigo. And I love to do like the outer edge in the colors too. I think it just looks neater than just leaving the black lines. You know, unless it's black hair. And one of the things I love to do with black hair is throw some like super dark purple in there. And what I usually get is like my grape. No matter what I'm using, I'll get the grape out of the Prismacolor set, because I think it just really adds just like a little pop and like a purplish reflection to the hair when I do black hair. Oops. And everybody makes mistakes. And I lightly did that erasing because I don't want to erase her skin color, even though I do have the skin tones. Which I gotta say, I've pretty much used those up. I'm glad I bought the extra set for two reasons. Apparently there isn't a set left that's blue, or 120, I'm sorry. Concentrating on the blue color here. There we go. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, and don't forget, no matter what colors you use or what pencils you use, make sure you keep them sharp and turn them regularly so they stay sharp, especially with the wax ones, so they stay sharp a little bit longer. Every time I pick up this pencil, I turn it just ever so slightly. There we go. Then, of course, since it's mostly doll, just give it a little flick in the... Oh, a little bit more of a flick in there. There we go. That one leaves a lot of crumbs, too. All right, A word blue. Do I see anywhere? Yeah, I see some places I want to do some A word. Again. I gotta go to but a who? This one and Ocean are pretty close to each other, though I probably could have left this one out. But it's just a smidge darker than Ocean. And I mean a smidge. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera or on the video. But I mean, it is just barely. Now these lines here, I'm going to go ahead and do in the A word. It's going to need a good sharpening. I didn't turn it around enough. There we go. Now, electric pencil sharpeners are great if you have carpal tunnel. You just got to be kind of careful. Most of them advertise that they stop once the pencil is sharpened. I have found that is not always necessarily true. I have watched it eat a brute fooder. I was so mad. I love that pencil. I love them pencils. Alright, but like right now I'm getting a little bit of the tinglies in my hand. We'll let it rest a second, take water. And then move on to Ocean Blue. And then just do some flicks here. Ocean Blue doesn't seem to do as many lines as the others, even though I've got a very sharp pencil. Which is fine. I'll just go with the darker color and put some lines in there later. I'm not going to cry about it. And of course, very light pressure. There we go. Now if you keep it super sharp, it works, kind of. Get the yuckies off of there and in the trash. Okay. There we go. And I don't know if you guys can see this. I tried to move the camera a little bit better. Not so much to show me, is probably just showing me. But I'll find out when I go to video, upload it. Alright, and then last but not least, we'll do some turquoise here. And this one I'll kind of do fast because the only thing I'm worried about is staying within the lines. I don't care if I hit the other colors. It's not going to hurt them that much, I don't think. I have yet to see it hurt them. So I just do the fast flicks. And when I go outside the lines, I just get my little Tombow eraser or Mono eraser. I don't know who it is. It's somebody's eraser. And just lightly erase. That's another reason why it is so good to use light pressure. It is so easy to erase if you oopsies. I think her hair looks so pretty. I love this blue-green. I think it's about to be my new favorite set. Combo of colors here. And then once we finish this, we will go ahead and upload the video and go make dinner. Yeah. And then, of course, while we're on this coloring subject, let me know what you guys want to see. I loved the request for the Crayola Colors of the World. That was fun. It was fun to get them. It was fun to find out, you know, whether I really liked them or not. And I do like them. I can't say they would be a favorite pencil, but I definitely, when I do dark skin tones, I definitely want to use the darker skin tones of the Crayolas. That'll save some of my expensive pencils some life. Yeah. Because, like, the whole purpose of this video is to show that expensive doesn't always, you know, need to be what you need in order to do a good coloring. I mean, the kitty is fantastic, I think. The kitty and the lady with the auburn hair. I think that turned out so good. I really am happy with it. But yeah, I mean, if you want me to use a certain pencil set, as long as I got it right now, as long as I got it, I will get it out and I will use it. I only have basically one type of paper I can print on, and that's the Spring Hill 80 pound, which I do truly love that paper. Pamela from Pamela's Passion for Pencils recommended it in many of her videos, and I really enjoy it. I want to try some other papers though eventually, like maybe some that are more for watercolors and acrylics, so I can practice with those. Okay, he's pretty sharp. And then, you know, maybe some other papers just to see kind of how colored pencils work on them. Because I'm not going to say I'm getting good at coloring with colored pencils. But I am going to say I'm way better at coloring with colored pencils than I am painting. Painting is pretty much a completely new medium for me. I mean, of course, we all finger painted when we were kids. Well, most of us did. And that was a lot of fun. But now I'm like having to research brushes, who's good for watercolor, who's good for acrylic, who's good for what. And so far, because I didn't know to do that research, I have no idea what kind of brushes I got and who they're good for. So I have to experiment with them on some paper I bought at the store, just specifically to practice with those paintbrushes. And then that way I've got canvases waiting for someday when I can do a generally good painting. I also have to relearn how to draw, apparently. I used to draw so good when I was a kid, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Now lately though, I can't draw worth a darn. Alright, where's my brush? There we go. And if you see all the scratches on my arms, yes, that's my kitty. She did most of those today. What are you gonna do? Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see this in the video or not either. I'm starting to create some lines in the lighter color. Some of them I do like a quick flick. Some of them I do with a little more precision because of the way they curve. This needs to be dark right here to show the separation. Here we go. And then I may or may not blend some more. Haven't decided yet. You know, and of course, even though I've gotten better with colored pencil coloring, I've got so much more to learn. And hopefully, you can learn with me. And then, of course, as I get more confident, you can learn from me. Maybe. Someday. I say I dare. Here we go. Alright, yeah, I definitely need more of this color in here. And I think a lot of it's because my carpal tunnel is really starting to bug me. That's why I wear a brace to kind of help with that. Doesn't always work, though. Whew. Yeah, my fingers are super numb. I don't have pain. They're just my fingers are super numb. Like I can't feel a thing. And then when I relax it, it goes all cold. You know. But anyway, that's basically half her hair. About done. I'll touch up on some things. And then of course, once I decide how we're going to do the sheerness, maybe I'll do it on video so we can learn together. Hopefully I don't mess her up. And then of course we'll do... Since I'm off for a few days, we'll do some more of Wild Berries over there from Christine Karen. Oh, let me get this thing off. Some of it's pinching me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video today. If you liked the video, please like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. So every time I put up a video, you'll be notified that I've gotten a video up. And in the comments below, I'm more than happy to accept constructive criticisms, questions, and suggestions. Comments, hey, what would you do? What would you have done differently if you were doing the same pictures? What coloring sets do you use most often? Who's your favorite pencil? Is your favorite pencil one of the expensive brands like Caran d'Ache or Derwent? Or are you a huge Prismacolor fan, in which I'm liking those more and more since they break less and less with that doll 133, but I'm not using them right now until I get my doll, which I hope appraised tomorrow. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. And I really do hope that everybody has a wonderful rest of your day and that you will have a great first week of your new year too. Bye.